This morning's message is qualifiers. Qualifiers times two. Qualifiers times two. We live in a world where systematically you have individuals who say, if you have not done this and you have not done that, then you are not qualified to do this. Typically, sometimes that centers around an educational system, which disqualifies people. Now, in some cases, that may have some value. If you're constantly trying to teach your child how to tie a shoe, and they still haven't learned how to tie the shoe, then for some reason, logically, they either haven't figured it out or don't want to figure it out. What that does, though, it doesn't make the person less valuable because they haven't learned to do something that you know how to do in the same way that you learned it. Some people learn through trial and error. Some people learn through, and really all of life is trial and error if you think about it. If you go through the educational system, someone tries to teach you something. You say you're listening, you say you're paying attention. Well, they find a way to test you to see if you have been listening and have been paying attention. But they test that according to what they think is how you should display it. Watch out on the display. They try to select how you should display what you've learned. And because they use that as their method of proving whether or not you are qualified to teach a thing, to show a thing, and reveal a thing, then they use that as a disqualification. Individuals like Dr. Sebi. There are individuals who try to disqualify him and say, oh, you don't have this in your background and you don't have this in your background, so therefore you're not qualified to heal or cure someone of a condition that we've been researching for a very long time. And then he had to show and prove his own qualifiers to prove that he knew what he was talking about. To prove that he knew what he was talking about. And so you have people who want to say, well, you don't have a formative education in this and you don't have a formative education in that, therefore you're not qualified to teach. But what if that person has life experiences that is not tangibly on paper, but their life experiences and their ability to grow beyond that shows that they have the ability to teach someone about that area of expertise. So we need to get beyond disqualifiers. Now, if a person wants to go through the structured system of whatever and get, the systematic proof or the low-level systematic approval of I have learned this, and that's fine if that's what they choose to do. But you cannot disqualify someone simply because they haven't followed those structures, because they probably have life experiences that qualifies them. Okay? Many persons learn what they learned through hypothesis. And then they continue to test the hypothesis until the hypothesis becomes a theory. And then after it has been theorized or it has been proven as an accurate thing of value, then they can say, no, I know this works. So let's get away from disqualifying people based upon what we think they should do and how that should look. Got to get away from disqualifying. Ciao.